Today let's design a target versus actual comparison chart that looks like this one right here, and the target lines are dynamic in a way that if the target values for one of the sales rep, let's say Godfrey right here, changes to let's say 85,000, you'll see the target line move and adjusts accordingly. Let's change this value right here to let's say 100,000. The target line moves and adjusts accordingly. So if you're interested in designing such a chart within Excel, the first thing that I'm going to do is to duplicate this worksheet right here and make a copy so that we can start designing from scratch. So I'll move it to the end. Let's rename this new worksheet to training target versus actual. I also delete this chart so that we can start from complete scratch. Highlight your data set like this, go to the insert ribbon tab, and let's insert a chart. There you go. Let's resize it a little bit. Let's get rid of the chart title as well as the grid lines. So just select the grid lines and hit delete key on your keyboard. Let's also get rid of the vertical axis right here. You can see the blue bars represents the actual sales amount for each individual sales rep, and this one right here represents the target values. So we'd like to convert this one into a line to look like this one right here. And so what I will do, I'll come right here and select these bars that represent the target values, right click, and then change series chart type. On this dialog box right here, I'll come over to the series that we would like to convert, click in the drop down, convert this one into an XY scatter option right here, click OK, and there you go. Now we have them converted into small dots like these ones. Let's also get rid of these vertical values right here as well as these values up here, and there you go. Let's also increase on the gap width between the blue bars that represents the actual sales amount. So you go to format data series, let's make it to around something 57. Okay, let's now select our small dots like this, and then right mouse click, go to format data series, click on this tab right here for fill and line, go to the marker option, this option right here, select the bulletin option, and then for the type, let's go for align. And now we can increase on the size of the line. You can see our line is starting to form. Let's make it to 31. There you go. Because we want our target lines to fit inside the blue bars right here, so I'll right click, go back to the data series, and let's make this one a secondary axis like this. We can maybe also reduce on the size so that it does not overlap. Let's go back to the marker options, and the size, let's make it 30 or 29. Let's right click on our primary series and make some formatting. On this tab right here for fill and line, let's try to have a gradient fill, and for the border line, let's make it solid. Take this color right here, the blue one, and increase on the width, something like that, 2.5. Let's increase on the size of our legendary right here to something like 16 in there so that it's more visible, as well as the sales rep. Let's make it to something like 12 and bold. Let's also make this line down here a little bit more thick. You can also give it the same color blue and increase on the weight to something like 2.25. Let's now activate the data labels for the primary axis. Click in these values right here and format data labels. Let's put these values inside base, and also bold and increase on the font. You can also change the font color to blue. Let's also format the borderline for our chart area by coming over here to the format, the shape outline. We can give it this color right here, and also increase on the weight to something like 3. Now you can see our chart is starting to shape up. Let's now change the target lines to the green color right there. For the shape outline, we can set no outline. Again, we can click on the target lines and activate the data labels. To have our target values on top of the target line like this right here, you drag and position each individual value properly on top of the target line like this. To avoid wasting your time, let me drag all the values very fast on top of each target line. Let's now increase on the font size and change the font color as well. Make it bold, and then we can give it a green font color. Let's now check whether our target line is dynamic. So I'll come in here and change this value to something like 120,000. There you go. You can see the target line moves along with the values. And so that's one of the basic examples of designing a target versus actual comparison chart in Excel. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you like more content like this, subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.